Newsmax isn't news, it's propaganda. Here's the proof. Welcome to Popcorn Planet. I am Andy Signore. Look, I like to cover both sides, and some people think I'm always defending the right. Well, not this time. Newsmax, this is horrifying. This is so just... How do people fall for this? Newsmax, the news station that's literally the Trump station. And let me be clear, a lot of news stations are biased and you shouldn't trust them. But my God, in this clip I'm about to show you, watch as this news anchor blows up on a veteran who gives a, I would say, very minor criticism of President Donald Trump. I want you to watch this because there's so much I got to say about this. But you on the right that watch my channel, this is abhorrent.
I can tell you this didn't happen under President Trump. And I know there's a lot of people on the left that want to try to blame President Trump. He wanted out of Afghanistan real bad. He was real frustrated not being able to get out. But he didn't pull out because he knew this would happen. In fact, we all did. I called it on this program. My 12-year-old son knew about it. And so I've got Americans there that are stuck. To me, that's a hostage situation. But, Joe, I appreciate you working to get them out. I really do. Yeah. And I wish you all luck in the world
with due respect,
Thank you for...
With due respect, Grant, I mean, like, veterans, you know, being one, right, and our friends are over there.
Right.
We followed this closely for multiple administrations, and we know the Trump's administration's efforts here were fairly weak, that they were trying to limit the number of people that would get out. And so there was coordination problems.
Joe, I'm gonna cut you. I'm already weak. I'm already low on time, Joe. Joe, cut him off, please. Cut him off now. Cut him off now. You're not gonna blame this on President Trump on my show. That's not happening. Now, I appreciate the work that you're doing. God bless you for being a veteran. God bless you for trying to get Americans out. But don't come on this program and take the talking points of the left and blame President Trump. That's not helping anybody. The Biden administration screwed this up from the very start. You know it. I know it. The country knows it. And to call them not hostages, I don't know how you don't call them hostages. They're stuck in Afghanistan with a country overrun with terrorists that are willing to kill them all. I'm mad about that, man. I really am.
Mad about a lot of things, looks like, Grant. So, yeah, this is, just so you guys know, this is Grant Stinchfield. Nice to meet you, Grant. Man, bravo for your loyalty to dictator Trump. I mean, my God. This is what's called an echo chamber. This is what's called as biased. There's no reason why this anchor should have spoken that disrespectfully to not only a veteran who is trying to evacuate American and Afghan allies out of this country. And literally, what just was... Listen to him. He literally says, look, you're saying this guy's been literally pounding. Trump was the savior. Biden, it's all Biden's fault. It's all Biden's fault. Look, what my opinions on this, what your opinion is, it doesn't matter. This isn't a civil discourse. This isn't being able to have a conversation with somebody. You're not allowed to speak improperly about somebody on this channel because we don't hear any other side but our own. That's scary, man. This is so scary, the world we live in. And I never know what to cover on this channel. It's so hard to talk politics on the channel because if you piss one side off, then they all get mad at you and you all tell me in the comments I don't care anymore. I don't care anymore. If I can't have civil conversations, I don't want to be on this platform. And so I'm going to continue to share my mind and I want to hear your opinions. If you can be civil about it. We have to have more conversations. We cannot agree on everything. But my God, this is terrifying. This is a news outlet? I mean, it's not. News outlet? Newsmax? You guys should be ashamed of yourselves. I mean, I know this is what their gag is. I get it. They're like, even Fox News is the same. Does a lot of the same thing. And let's be fair, CNN, MSN, they all do. They're the left versions of things. There is really, I feel like, a scale of how biased they get. But Newsmax just proved they are not news. They are a Trump-endorsed channel. For a dictatorship of we will not ever criticize or go against world leader Donald Trump. And I'm sorry, that's not okay on my watch. And this needs to be called out. Just like I would call it out at the left on it, I've done a lot. I'm always talking about people's freedoms as a more liberal leaning person. As the things I've gone through and the people I've met, I was in an echo chamber in Los Angeles. I used to live in Los Angeles. For those that don't know my backstory, I used to work and live in Hollywood. Relationship, everything, everyone around me in my circles, friends, everybody. It was very left-leaning, liberal, Hollywood elite. I was that person. And it took, being pushed out of the state by these people and then hitting rock bottom and then moving to Florida, which is labeled the worst place in the world, and then meeting the actual people here, living in Tampa Bay, which is much more of a melting pot of everybody. And you move here and you realize, wow, everyone's just normal. Like, my friend's a mailman, and we can have disagreement. Like, you learn that the real country is not the way it is in Los Angeles, and it's not the way they paint Florida. You really learn when you step out of your echo chamber and you step out of your bubbles and you step away from these bullies. But let's just be clear, there are a lot of bullies on both the left, which I call out a lot, and the right. This is the extreme version of the right. That's not okay. And if you're part of this, what are you doing? This isn't discourse. This is you telling me to live by your beliefs or else. And that's where things get really off. And the problem is when you live in an echo chamber and then you declare it's not an echo chamber, then you're delusional. You are just delusional. Because look, I can have a conversation like this veteran. Good for him. He's there trying to have a conversation and speak about it, share his opinion, and he got yelled at and cut off the show. That is so disrespectful. What is the world we live in where a seeming professional newscaster? I'm talking to you, Grant. How dare you? If you don't offer a public apology, you should be off the airways. This is so awful to me. The way you treated him, first and foremost, and then your blatant disregard for any conversation. You don't have to agree with what he's saying just because he says it. Let him say it. And then if you want to say, oh, he's an idiot, I don't agree. Okay, it's your show. I get it. But to echo it again, like...
That's not happening now.
Joe,
I'm gonna cut you. I'm already weak. I'm already low.
Yeah, you
on
are
time,
weak.
Joe.
You're very weak. You're very insecure and weak.
Cut him off, please. Cut him off now. Cut him off now. You're not going to blame this on President Trump on my show.
Why? It didn't sound like he was blaming Donald Trump at all. You're sure seems like you're you're projecting a little bit. He didn't say that at all. He was saying, look, I've been through many administrations, and it's not fair to say Trump was any better than the rest of them. And that's a fact. It's a fact. Just because he didn't do anything doesn't mean he did something good. It's a reality check here. Again, I don't even want to get into the weeds of was it right, was it wrong, is it Biden's fault, whatever. To me, it's all their faults, including Trump's. But why does Trump always get a pass from these people? I don't get it. We're not allowed to criticize Trump ever. Otherwise, it's insane. I'm losing my mind. I feel like, to quote Will Ferrell, which I always often do, I feel like I'm taking crazy pills. And I wonder why the world's... Now, this is the type of people that I understand has made the left go so crazy. Why there's so many people on the left that are losing their minds and going crazy on Twitter. And that's the next story we're going to talk about. Nicki Minaj. Yes, Nicki Minaj... We're going to talk about that next. If you have thoughts on Nicki Minaj, let me know because we're going to be talking about that next. I've been going through all of it. Is she crazy? Let's talk about the other side of the coin because we cover all sides here on Popcorn Planet. Let me know what you think, though. Hit that bell for all alerts. Subscribe. Smash that like button. And please, let's have a civil discourse down below. Or are you going to be like Grant here and just yell at me? I look forward to seeing how you handle it. Tell me down in the comments below. Thank you for hearing me. Thank you for letting me vent and say everything I want to say here. It means the world to me. I can't do this without you guys, so thank you so much for supporting me. Stay tuned for more coverage like this here on Popcorn Planet.